California's 2025 housing crash is accelerating, deeper, faster, and more brutal than anyone predicted. Median home prices statewide are still hovering above $750,000, but buyers have disappeared, and inventory has exploded by over 60% in some regions. The affordability gap is now a canyon. Mortgage payments exceed $6,500 a month in many areas, while incomes remain stagnant. Foreclosures are spiking, up 30 to 45% year over year. Homes that once sold in days are now sitting for 60-plus days with steep price cuts. Welcome to California's ghost towns in the making, where booming suburbs are quietly turning into America's next big real estate regret. Today we're revealing 10 California cities that are ground zero for this devastating crash, and it's already begun. For more crucial analysis like this, consider hitting that subscribe button.
Number 10. Chula Vista. Chula Vista, a sprawling suburb of San Diego, was once a magnet for families and first-time buyers seeking a more affordable slice of the Southern California dream. Its promise of high quality of life at a more accessible price fueled a housing boom that saw prices soar. But in 2025, that dream is turning into a nightmare of stalled sales and a looming correction. According to Redfin, the median sale price in central Chula Vista is now $712,500, a significant drop of 8.7% compared to a year ago. This isn't an isolated event. Zillow data shows the average home value in the wider Chula Vista area is also down 1.7% over the past year. What's more alarming is the dramatic slowdown in sales. In July 2025, home sales were down 26.7% year over year in central Chula Vista, a clear signal that buyer demand is vanishing. Homes that once sold in a matter of weeks are now lingering on the market, with the median days to pending jumping to 26 days from 22 days just a year ago. The affordability crisis is also a major factor. San Diego County's median income sits at around $130,800, but with prices in Chula Vista still high and mortgage rates above 7%, a typical monthly payment is a crushing financial burden for many. Despite a modest overall population growth, the area is showing signs of a slowdown. As the wider California market continues to retreat, Chula Vista is losing its protective shield of affordability and is becoming increasingly vulnerable to the same forces that are dragging down the rest of the state. It's a city caught between its past promise and a bleak new reality, making it a perfect case study of a ghost town in the making.
Number 9. Porter Ranch. Porter Ranch, a highly desirable and master-planned community in Los Angeles, was long seen as a safe haven of suburban luxury. With its highly rated schools, gated communities, and upscale homes, it was a dream destination for high-income families and professionals. This reputation fueled a massive boom, with median home prices soaring to over $1.5 million. But in 2025, even this polished facade is starting to crack. According to Redfin, while the median sale price is up a modest 3.0% year over year to $1.3 million, a deeper look at the data tells a far more troubling story. The number of homes sold has plummeted by over 30% in the last year. Homes are now sitting on the market for an average of 40 days, up from just 33 days last year, a clear sign of slowing demand. Even more alarming, Zillow data shows the median list price is down 7.8% year over year, indicating that sellers are being forced to dramatically lower their expectations to attract buyers. The affordability crisis is becoming Porter Ranch's Achilles heel. With a median household income of around $110,611, monthly mortgage payments for a typical home can now exceed $8,200 with a 7% interest rate, a debt-to-income ratio that is simply unsustainable for most families. The once hot sellers market is now seeing a significant shift. Many homeowners who refinanced during the low-rate frenzy of 2021 are now unwilling to move,
creating a housing paralysis that is suffocating the market. Meanwhile, investors who purchased properties here are now facing a tough reality as the market stalls and their properties sit vacant. The community still sparkles on the outside, but the energy is missing. In 2025, Porter Ranch is learning a painful truth. No neighborhood, no matter how exclusive, is safe from the relentless forces of a housing crash. The dream of suburban perfection is fading, leaving behind a chilling stillness.
Number 8. Los Angeles. Los Angeles, the sprawling heart of Southern California, has long been a global symbol of wealth, glamour, and real estate success. With a median home price of around $1.05 million, according to Redfin, the city still looks strong on the surface. But a deeper look at the data reveals that even in the City of Angels, the housing market's foundation is starting to crack. The pain isn't in a sudden dramatic drop, but in a slow, suffocating decline in affordability and demand. According to Zillow, the average Los Angeles home value is now $951,368, down 1.2% over the past year, and it's taking much longer to sell. The median days on market has jumped to 57, up 13 days from a year ago. A staggering 26.5% of homes on the market have had at least one price drop, a clear sign that sellers are losing their pricing power. The affordability crisis is now a full-blown emergency. While the median household income in Los Angeles County is around $106,600, the monthly payment on a median-priced home with today's interest rates now exceeds $6,200. This makes home ownership impossible for all but the highest earners. This is forcing a massive exodus. Los Angeles County lost a net 118,500 residents last year, a population bleed not seen in decades. This decline is not just hurting the residential market. Commercial real estate is also suffering. A report from Amalfi Estates notes that Los Angeles has seen a 48.10% jump in active listings year over year, and with a staggering 4.1 months of inventory, the market has officially shifted from a strong seller's market to a buyer's market. Foreclosure activity is also ticking up, with Los Angeles County seeing the greatest number of foreclosed properties in the nation in the last month. Los Angeles still glitters on the surface, but a closer look reveals a city with more homes than buyers and an economy struggling to support its own weight.
Number 7. Palos Verdes. Palos Verdes, a name synonymous with elite Southern California living, was long considered an impenetrable fortress of wealth, immune to the market forces that affect ordinary cities. But in 2025, even this exclusive peninsula, with its breathtaking ocean bluffs and sprawling luxury estates, is starting to show serious signs of decline. According to Redfin, the median home price in Palos Verdes estates has now dropped to $2.4 million, a steep 7.7% decline compared to last year. Meanwhile, homes are sitting on the market for an average of 72 days, a dramatic jump that signals a loss of buyer urgency. Inventory has also swelled, with over 30% more homes on the market compared to a year ago, creating a glut of luxury listings. A report from a local real estate group found that over 46% of listings have experienced a price drop this quarter, a clear sign that sellers are losing their pricing power. The market's Achilles heel is its over-reliance on a small pool of high-net-worth buyers. With a median list price of over $3.1 million, the typical mortgage on a home here is staggering, and even the wealthy are balking at today's high interest rates. A recent luxury home sale saw a property originally listed at $13 million sell for $9.7 million, a massive 25% discount after sitting for 190 days. This is a chilling sign that the ultra-luxury market is in a deep freeze. For a community built on the illusion of perpetual appreciation, this shift from an unshakable seller's market to one where buyers are negotiating aggressively is a cultural shockwave. Palos Verdes still boasts incredible natural beauty, but beauty alone can't pay the mortgage. The market has shifted, and unless prices correct substantially, this exclusive enclave risks becoming a quiet coastal shell of its former self, an oceanfront ghost town waiting for a reset.
Number 6. Tustin.
Tustin, nestled between Irvine and Santa Ana, has traditionally been a more affordable gateway to Orange County living. But in 2025, even Tustin is spiraling toward a housing correction that threatens its stability. According to Zillow, the median home price now sits around $1.21 million, a jump of more than 87% since 2019. With mortgage rates hovering at 6.7%, monthly mortgage payments for a median-priced home exceed $7,000, while the median household income is only about $105,000. That debt-to-income mismatch is pushing buyers to the sidelines and sending inventory through the roof. Listings have increased by 42% year-over-year, and days on market now average 54, up from just 18 days during the 2021 boom. Redfin reports nearly 35% of listings are experiencing price reductions. Rental properties are not immune either. Rents have stabilized around $3,300 per month, but vacancy rates have crept up to 7.1%, adding to the downward pressure. Tustin's small business sector is seeing erosion. Commercial vacancies are up 22%, and local restaurants and retailers are struggling with both lower foot traffic and rising overhead. The once reliable influx of remote workers has slowed dramatically, with a 2.4% drop in population since 2022. Foreclosure filings have surged by 28%, particularly among homeowners who bought with adjustable-rate mortgages. Tustin's assets are being drowned out by financial stress and growing economic uncertainty. Without a sharp correction or revitalization effort, Tustin risks drifting toward ghost town territory. For more exclusive content that helps you discover the nation, be sure to subscribe.
Number 5, San Diego. San Diego, a city that epitomizes the Southern California dream with its sun-drenched beaches and a thriving tech and military economy, is now facing a slow-motion housing collapse. The city's reputation as a safe, stable market is being challenged by a severe affordability crisis that is driving residents away and freezing the market in its tracks. According to Redfin, the median sale price in San Diego is now $935,000, down a significant 6.0% compared to last year. This is a dramatic shift, with Zillow's July 2025 forecast predicting home values will drift down slightly in the months ahead, ending the year 2% below where they started. The most alarming sign is the paralysis in the market. The average home now sits on the market for 32 days, nearly double the 18 days it took to sell a year ago. A staggering 37.3% of homes for sale have had at least one price drop this quarter, a clear indication that sellers are losing their pricing power. The affordability crisis is now a full-blown emergency. While the median household income in San Diego County is around $130,800, the monthly payment on a median-priced home with today's interest rates is crushing for most families. The California Housing Affordability Tracker found that a minimum annual income of $232,400 was needed to afford a statewide median-priced home in the second quarter of 2025. This makes homeownership impossible for all but the highest earners. Foreclosures are also ticking up. While still far below 2008 levels, foreclosure filings are on the rise, particularly in more affordable suburban areas like Chula Vista, Spring Valley, and Oceanside, where financially strained households are now feeling the pressure. The very forces that built San Diego's housing boom, migration and affordability, are now working in reverse, making it one of the state's most vulnerable markets.
Number 4, Riverside. Riverside, long considered the heart of the Inland Empire, is facing a troubling transformation as the 2025 housing downturn unfolds. Once a refuge for families priced out of coastal cities, Riverside's real estate market has reached unsustainable levels. The current median home price is $565,000 according to Zillow, up more than 68% from its 2018 level. But signs of overvaluation are now flashing bright red. With mortgage rates still above 6.6%, monthly payments on a median home surpass $3,800, while the median household income in Riverside sits around $74,000. That gap is forcing many would-be buyers to delay or relocate entirely.
Inventory has ballooned, with active listings increasing by 47% year over year. The average time a home stays on the market is now 59 days, up from just 21 days 2 years ago. Roughly 33% of homes have experienced price cuts. Foreclosure activity has surged 39%, especially among homeowners who purchased with FHA loans and minimal equity during the peak buying frenzy of 2021 to 2022. The financial strain is turning into missed payments and forced sales. Jobs are drying up, and with it, buyer confidence. The very forces that built Riverside's housing boom are now working in reverse, fast. If you find this kind of content valuable, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video.
Number 3. Sacramento. Sacramento, once a haven for Bay Area transplants, is now facing its own reckoning. The city became a hot market for remote workers fleeing the exorbitant costs of San Francisco, a migration wave that sent prices soaring. But in 2025, that tide is turned, and Sacramento is now left with a fragile market built on overvalued assets. According to Zillow, the average home value is now $483,502, down 2.7% over the past year. This number is the result of a significant slowdown, with the median days on the market climbing to 24.68 days in July 2025. Without that constant inflow of wealthier buyers, local demand alone can't sustain these inflated prices. Inventory is up, with active listings reaching 1,659 homes, and builders who added thousands of homes in surrounding suburbs during the boom are now delivering those units into a cooling market, creating a dangerous oversupply. Redfin data for West Sacramento shows that over 37.7% of listings have had at least one price drop this quarter, and buyer demand is fading, with a market sentiment score of 38 out of 100, indicating a declining market. The affordability crisis is now a full-blown emergency. The median household income in Sacramento is approximately $84,000, yet owning a median-priced home with today's interest rates is crushing for most families. The monthly payment on a $524,000 home with a 6.9% interest rate exceeds $3,800, making homeownership out of reach for a vast majority of the population. This financial strain is turning into missed payments and forced sales. Foreclosures are creeping back in, with Sacramento County's home value growth down negative 1.6% in 2025, and a rise in mortgage delinquencies, particularly on conventional loans. For a market that sold itself as the affordable alternative, a sharp correction could leave thousands of recent buyers with negative equity.
Number 2. San Fernando Valley. A sprawling region that is home to nearly 2 million people has long been a bellwether for the greater Los Angeles real estate market. But in 2025, the bell is ringing for a crash. According to a recent Redfin report, the median sale price in the San Fernando Valley is now down 18.6% year over year in the city of San Fernando itself. This is more than a dip. It's a structural correction. The number of homes sold has plummeted by over 34% in the last year in some areas, while inventory has exploded. A snapshot of the market shows that active listings have surged by 40% year over year, giving buyers more options than they've had in years. The average days on market has also jumped, with some homes now sitting for 78 days or more, a significant increase from the fast-paced market of previous years. The affordability crisis is now a full-blown emergency. While the median household income in the San Fernando Valley is around $90,176, the average monthly mortgage payment on a median-priced home with today's interest rates is crushing for most families. The market's pain isn't just in residential real estate. A new industrial market report for Q2 2025 shows that vacancy and construction deliveries are trending up, while absorption and rental rates are trending down. This economic vulnerability is a leading indicator of residential weakness.
The San Fernando Valley is experiencing a deep financial strain, and with a significant portion of its population having high debt and low savings, a widespread default crisis is a very real possibility. A recent report from the Mortgage Bankers Association found that the national delinquency rate has increased slightly in the first quarter of 2025, particularly for conventional loans, a key indicator that even financially stable homeowners are now feeling the pressure. The illusion of never-ending growth has shattered. In 2025, the San Fernando Valley is no longer just a sprawling suburb. It's a high-stakes warning sign of what happens when a housing bubble bursts and there's no one left at the table.
Number 1. San Francisco, California. The Bay Area has always been one of the most expensive markets in the world, but its reliance on the volatile tech industry also makes it one of the most fragile. The median home price across the region is still a staggering $1.41 million, but prices are down in many segments. A new report from Beacon Economics found that the Bay Area's tech industry saw a net loss of 8,700 jobs in the first 2 months of 2025 alone, a huge shot to the Bay Area economy. Tech layoffs have already hit major employers, with thousands of jobs cut at companies like Meta, Google, and Salesforce, and inventory is slowly climbing, with many luxury properties sitting on the market for months, something unheard of during the pandemic frenzy. The Bay Area's reliance on volatile equity markets is its Achilles heel. According to a Zillow report, condo prices in San Francisco have dropped 14.6% from their 2022 peak, essentially erasing all gains made since 2015. When stock values fall, down payment cash dries up, especially for buyers in the $2 to $5 million range. Carrying costs are punishing. Property taxes average around 1.1%, meaning $15,510 annually on a $1.41 million home, while insurance can easily top $4,000 to $6,000, even higher in wildfire-prone counties. In a major downturn, prices could fall 30 to 40%, erasing $423,000 to $564,000 from a median-priced home, and over $1 million on ultra-luxury properties. Such a collapse wouldn't just be an economic event, it would be a cultural shockwave, rewriting the Bay Area's housing narrative for years to come.
Final message. This has been a comprehensive look into the heart of California's real estate crisis. From the once affordable suburbs of Chula Vista to the sprawling luxury of Palos Verdes, the data is clear. The forces that fueled the last boom are now working in reverse, and the consequences are devastating. The golden promise of perpetual growth has been replaced by a grim reality of vanishing buyers, exploding inventory, and a crushing affordability gap that is leaving thousands of homeowners underwater. These aren't just market corrections, they're the first signs of a fundamental unraveling. If you want to stay ahead of the next market shift and protect your financial future, you have to be informed. That's what we do here at Discover the Nation. We dive deep into the data so you can see the truth before it's too late. If you found this video valuable, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Because sometimes the most important lesson isn't in where the market is booming, but in where the dream is quietly turning into a ghost town.